Hey, it's Marthea Pitts, the MSW coach, and I am back for another episode of my podcast. I don't like how my camera is looking. Hold on, let me clean you off real quick. You clean? I think you are. I think you were clean the first time, just I don't know. Okay. So, um, my question is, did you do everything, and I'm looking at my notes, did you do everything the people told you to do, but still hate your job? And you don't know why, right? Most likely you think it's because you work for a toxic employer, you have a toxic supervisor, it's a toxic job, things like that, right? But what if I told you, yeah, it's that, right? But that is the presenting problem, right? That's the symptom of it. But what if I told you that it was due to a deeper reason? It was due to a deeper reason, and that reason is that it's because you are out of alignment, right? So you're probably like, Marthea, what do you mean by alignment? What is that? What do you mean? And so what I mean by alignment, when you hear me say that, what I'm talking about is what you are experiencing is a direct result of you not really doing what you want to do for work, what you enjoy. What and is the result of you taking a job to just do what you had to do to make money, right? However, there is a clear shift that I've seen in my own self. I've seen in my 170 plus coaching clients who have landed macro jobs, and I've been tracking this for over the last 12 years. There is a clear shift that happens when you shift from just having to work a job, the first job that hires you, to shifting to a place where you are strategically choosing the jobs you want because it centers and creates more experiences for you to do work that you enjoy, are passionate about, can stand behind, insert your thing, right? And so what I see more and more and more with social workers is that they are in jobs doing work that they don't really enjoy. They can't stand behind. They don't care if it comes or goes. Like they're not super, they're not bought into it, right? And so I wanted to come on and say, like, if you are in a place in your career where you feel like, I went and got a degree, I did what they told me to do, I went and got the certifications, I went and got the license, I did all of the volunteering, I got the supervisory jobs at my local social service job, I did all of the things that the people told me I should do regarding being a social worker, and I don't like it, right? Maybe you are in a place in your career where you are romanticizing about other industries, other career pathways, other professions. And I want to say, like, you doing that is, I want you to know that it's not just because the job is toxic, it's because you're out of alignment. And it's very critical now that you are in this space of becoming aware that you don't like what you do, right? But you maybe don't know what options you have. It's important that you spend time while you're in this space being very self-reflective to really get to the root and identify what is it that you really truly want to do, to avoid finding yourself in a situation where you're back where you're feeling the same thing because you're thinking it's just a toxic job, and then you go and find another atypical social work job and you get that job, and then you're happy for the first 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, and then we're in year 2, 3, 4, 5, and you hate the job again. You have to do some very self-reflective work. I actually have a framework that helps people get clarity. But for the sake of this conversation, you have to really start asking yourself the hard questions, the questions that you didn't even think were relevant to getting jobs or a career, because a lot of people think they don't have options in the jobs that they take, that they just have to take what is available. And I'm here to say that no, you get to choose, you get to pick. You get to decide what types of organizations you want to align yourself with. You get to decide how you want your day-to-day work to look like. You get to decide what projects you want to be a part of, right? And so, however, though, in order to make those well-informed career decisions and really take charge of your career, you first have to have clarity around what it is that you want to do, right? The status quo way for social workers to get jobs, find jobs, search for jobs, apply for jobs is start with the question of what can I do with my MSW degree, right? Which looks like using a lot of those lists that float around on the internet, or going on job boards and typing in social work, social worker, or only applying to jobs that in the requirement section say they are looking for someone with a social work degree, a BSW degree, a MSW degree, maybe even social service experience or experience working in a nonprofit, right? That is limiting you to only doing things that are atypical for your degree. However, what I specialize in is helping people create social workers specifically, find creative ways to blend in things that they like, they enjoy outside of their world of being a social worker into their career to get jobs that are not atypical for a social worker, right? This is how I have had help coaching some of my coaching clients, one specifically after 20 plus years of being a school social worker who got all of the licenses, did all of the certifications, completed the annual CEUs and all of the things, thinking that was the only option she had. She was desperate to find other opportunities for herself and actually had tried several times before working with me. However, once working with me and helping her get clarity around what is it that she really wanted to do rather than just saying, I want to do research, because that's what she said when she came to me. I was like, but we have to get clear and specific, helping her get clarity and really focus in, niche into what type of research, how do you want your role to look in that process? What type of organizations do you want to align yourself with to do this work on a day in, day out basis as to create higher career satisfaction rates for her. And so by doing that, I helped her move to a place where she is now enjoying her career so much so it's been like 3 years at this point since she's been in a job. And I have dozens and dozens and dozens of other coaching clients who have experienced the same thing as a result of the work, the deeper work that we do, which I'll link here a playlist of my testimonials. I encourage you, of my client testimonials, I encourage you to go through the playlist, listen to the stories, listen to where people were prior to working with me. This way you can see that what you're experiencing is not an anomaly. It's not a result of something that you did wrong. It's just the result of you not having well enough career information to make well-informed career decisions. Is the result of people going off of a lot of misinformation that floats around in the social work streets. So I really wanted to come on and talk about the fact that what the uneasiness that you're feeling in your career, yes, it could be attributed to your employer, but it's birthed out of the fact that you're not doing what you want to do, right? Another way that you know that another sign that you're not in alignment, let me write this down. Another way that you know that you're not in alignment is by looking at your life outside of your 9 to 5, right? What I know to be true, having worked with thousands and thousands of social work professionals at this point, is that social workers have this thing that they do, right? Where when they are not getting fulfillment in their career, they go and create opportunities outside of their career to create these moments of joy for themselves, right? And they then take these things on as like hobbies. Oh, like I enjoy doing it. No, what really is happening is because you're not being fulfilled in your 9 to 5 and you are a mission-driven professional, you then have to go out and seek these other opportunities outside of your paid job to have moments of joy, to some kind of way tap into what you really, really want to do. However, what's happening is it's giving you less time to really create just moments of joy of being a human, right? So you're spending these endless hours outside of work, volunteering, leading boards, doing free research, giving to people, doing community service when you should be out knitting, when you should be out taking a nature walk, when you should be out doing a real hobby. So then it just creates this never ending cycle of work, 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 where you're working in your 9 to 5, but then you work when you get off because you're coming home and you're counseling your family member, and you're counseling your friends, and you're talking to them, and you're helping them with the thing that you enjoy most. Maybe you enjoy decorating. So you're decorating, you're going to 500 stores every day in addition to having to go to your job. But my thing is, I can teach you how to get you one job where you blend those things that you love to do. So then when you're off work, you're off work. You're not still working. You're off work and you can just really be a person. Like I recently, one of the things I've been saying for years, because it always comes up in a conversation, somebody says it, like, what are your hobbies? I'm like, I don't have hobbies. I don't. And I was thinking about it yesterday. It's like the reason I don't have hobbies is because I always have had to work. I didn't have time for a hobby. So literally, I've been spending the last few days, which I've done before in the past, researching what are hobbies? What are hobbies I can start based on the things that I like? I don't even know what a hobby is. I don't even know what a hobby looks like. And the reason I'm getting these conversations around hobbies is usually from a business coach, right? One of my business coaches, someone that I follow, and they're always like, as an entrepreneur, as a professional, you should really be, have hobbies and have a life outside of the business and things like that. And it's like I ain't got no hobbies. I've never established a hobby. I've never had free time. And I was thinking about that. I was like, that is true for a lot of the people that I work with, who I coach. Like they have hobbies, but they really ain't got no hobbies. Like not real hobbies. The hobby is still kind of work related. And so I say that to say this, like if your life is something like that, where you have a 9 to 5, you have all of these outside obligations where you are doing these things that you really enjoy, right? Outside of your 9 to 5, let the goal be to shift to getting one 9 to 5 where you build in that joy and you could just have your professional life. But then outside of work, you are doing things that you enjoy as a human from your soul that you really, really want to do, which at the end of the day should be something that centers you, something that prioritizes you, something that allows you to develop as a human being rather than as a career person. And the reason I have this conversation is because the cornerstone of what I do really truly is to help people shift from survival mode to thriving mode, right? And for a lot of us, the reason we were in survival mode is because of how we address being in survival mode is through our career. Um, because that's our main money making generating source. So I really want to tell you like what you're feeling. Yeah, it's your toxic supervisor. Yeah, it's your toxic job. But the truth is, you should have never been in a job in the first place to even be exposed to those things if you were really in true alignment. And a deeper reason, like you have such a disgust for the work that you do, is because it ain't what you're supposed to be doing. And I also wanted to give this example, like I always give it, but it's so true. And I see it more and more and more. I encounter a lot of social workers who are really artists at the core, right? They are very creative people at the core. However, they are in roles that are very routine in nature, that don't allow flexibility and creativity, right? And then when they experience moments of creativity, flexibility, artistic expression, they really hold on to those things even when they are, even if it puts them in a situation of being underemployed, being in low level employment in comparison to the credentials that they have. And I just want to say that you can do what you enjoy and not have to sacrifice your pay, not have to sacrifice your benefit access, not have to sacrifice the well-being of how you support yourself. You can get high-paying jobs that blend those things in and not have to go back to school to get another degree or volunteer or take a demotion. I just want you to know that. So if you want to learn more about macro social work jobs, careers, what it looks like, salary ranges, all of the things, grab my free e-course at the link below at macroandpay.com. I'm making some changes to the e-course over the next several weeks. So even if whenever you watch this video, if you have already gotten the e-course, get it again because I most likely have updated with a lot of updated content and things like that. But it's a great starting point to start learning about what other career opportunities you have in the world and what that actually looks like in the job market. All right, I'll talk to you later. Happy macro career planning. Bye.